Hello, it's Jimmy here again at O'Reilly's. We have here to look at a Chrysler Voyager 2.8 diesel, and it's got a DPF issue that has been persistent for the last 7 or 8 years, so the customer's told me. He's brought it to 6 or 7 different mechanics who nobody has ever been able to get the engine light off to come off, but the car drives absolutely fine, so let's have a look at what's going on. Okay, inside we have an engine light on and 98,000 miles. So this customer's been waiting until I've finished that Mazda there, so the engine is cold, so we're going to need to get that warmed back up a little bit. But really surprising, the customer's told me that it's been like this for over 7 years and it hasn't actually caused an issue. It's just every year when he goes for an MOT, his MOT garage turns the engine light off and passes his MOT, but he said, you know, immediately after he leaves the MOT station, the light has always came back on. It's never been able to be switched off and fixed, basically. So let's hopefully see if we can get this resolved. He said, you know, he's been wanting to get it fixed, but he could never find anyone who could do it, and now he's just came across me and he's hoping that I can sort it out. So I'm hoping I am too. So let's find out. Okay, we're going to use the Launch X431 Euro scan tool. My battery is a little bit flat on this at the minute. It's almost 28%. We've got bad signal issues at the minute, network issues with, I don't know, every time the weather gets bad my Wi-Fi signal plays up. Okay, we're going to hit smart detection. Right, PCM. Engine oil deteriorated, diesel particle filter, pressure sensor, oil pressure too low, engine oil pressure sensor. What have we got here? System voltage. Right, we're going to go into the engine module. There's not a lot of information on live data regarding the oil. Oil temperature is reading -40, which is not correct. Oil pressure does fluctuate when you rev it up and down. Oil temperature, did we have an oil temperature sensor fault? I can't remember. Or was it just oil pressure? Oil pressure, an oil pressure sensor. Diesel particulate filter pressure sensor 1. Let's have a look at that. Depends what they list these as now, so we're going to have to search for a few different items. So diesel DPF, no, DIFF, differential pressure sensor, so it's calling it a particle filter, so let's search for that. Okay, so differential pressure and engine speed we have on a graph here. Let's hold it at 3000 RPM. So it only jumps from, what is that? We've got around 50 to 70 or 80 yet, which is that's not correct. So there's obviously either an issue with the pressure sensor or the pipes are blocked or something like that. Oil pressure 3000 RPM. Sort of dropping out to 0. Back up. Okay, just over here we have the DPF pressure sensor. It's not even bolted in, it's just put onto these little clips. It's nice and handy, really. A lot of people, there are a lot of companies that go a bit overboard with how they mount these, like, you know, brackets and bolts and steel brackets everywhere. You know, it doesn't really take a lot to hold that in place. What this is, if you look at it, is exactly the same sensor that you get on a Mercedes. So just got the sensor turned around there so you can see it. It's a Bosch sensor, same as the one that you fit on a Mercedes E-Class or a C-Class. Okay, so that's it. We've got a brand new one there fitted on. We're just going to get the car started and test that. Okay, so we've got 47 or 48 at pressure at idle, 3000 RPM. Squeeze the cleaning fluid in. Oh, I haven't connected that up right. Right, well it turns out we've got a blockage in that pipe. We're not getting any air come out, which is weird because we were getting readings on the sensor. Okay, with the engine off there, just going to say to you what it is this hose that goes down there. Trying to see if I can get you to see, but no. Okay, I can't really get the camera down there, but what it is you've got a rubber hose, say a 1.5 foot long, then it turns into a metal pipe, and that metal pipe has got a 90 degree or more, about 180 degree bend on it that goes back into the DPF, and I'm suspecting on that bend is where there's going to be a blockage. Now, it's been driven for 7 years with that pipe blocked, or with the DPF not working, so obviously there's going to be a build-up of carbon within there, so we're going to need to get under the car now. Unfortunately, we're going to have to get on ramps and try and get down there, get some heat on it and try and burn that soot so we can get it to blast out. I'll have to do it with the engine running as well, so while the soot gets burned, it was pushed out of the pipe here. It would be nice if I had a bit of help here, because it would be better for the video if I had Brian here with me. He could go under, get the heat on it, and I could video it from the top so you'd see the actual soot blast out. Okay, back up here. We're still not getting pressure, but we're getting smoke. Okay, finally we're through. We're getting some fluid in. We've got the blockage undone. I've came in from the top, put some heat on the pipe, and done it from underneath. See, it's got a torch down there. But now we've got some fluid flowing through here, going into the DPF now. Just small little setbacks like this, they do pop up, but as long as you know what you're looking at and you know what you're doing, we can get it resolved quite quickly. Just say a 20-minute setback, that's all. We're nearly there, we're getting the fluid in now. Okay, we're back in the car. Let's get back on the live data and have a look at what's going on. Okay, we have now 20 millibars of pressure. Let's hold it up at 3000. What's going on? Have I put the sensor on wrong way around? How is that possible? How is it doing that? Maybe it's maybe the sensor I fitted is wrong. Okay, I've disconnected the sensor. We're still getting a 10 millibar reading, which is weird. Okay, what I'm going to do here is come back from the live data and try and calibrate the sensor in. If not, we're going to have to do some wiring checks. Have we got an option here to reset the actual DPF pressure sensor, not the DPF itself? So we've got regeneration here. No, we don't. Okay, so what I've done is I've told it it's got a new DPF, and that seems to have corrected it as close as possible. Well, we've got still a little bit of a reading, but we've got a 4 reading now with the engine off. And when we start it, we have 8. When we hold the revs up to 3000, we have 33, which is exactly where you'd want to see it. But obviously, I think blockages in the pipes hasn't been helping. We may have to check that the secondary pipe, the one before after the DPF, is not blocked, but it's very, very rare that you get that blocked because the soot only comes from the front end of the DPF. See, now we're reading 1 pressure, so maybe it's just taking a few minutes for it to adapt in. We're going to take out the machine and come out to the sensor now. So we're going to watch what's happening as we disconnect the sensor. So we'll go back to 10 once we've got it disconnected, and we'll connect it back in. We're back down to 2. We can't get the voltage at the sensor, which is a bit annoying. So if we go to particulate, we've got all of these options, but we don't have the voltage that we're reading at there. So we're just going to test that, make sure it's all okay. So I'm going to use this here. It's the FNRC 2C53T. I'm going to go to the multimeter. We're just going to test the wires here. So we have 5 volts at the pin. Now we're just testing the pressure at the pipe, which we have 5 millibars, and we have got flow coming through there now. So you see the sensor has now corrected itself down to 0 to 1. So I don't know what the confusion was there, but it seems to have fixed itself. Okay, so now we have just pressed clear on the fault codes, and we'll come back to the live data again. So we're looking again at the particulate pressure. This one. So apart from the sensor intermittently reading sort of between 1 to 6 millibars at idle, or with the engine off, it all seems to be working fine. Quick little test drive there just to get the engine warmed up, and we're going to see some smoke now coming from the exhaust. It's basically steam, and the good news is we don't have any engine lights on at the minute, because the customer said immediately after the lights are cleared they come back on within sort of 60 seconds, so we don't have that any longer. So while I'm just holding the revs here, keeping the smoke coming out, we're just finishing off cleaning out the DPF. We'll talk about that oil pressure sensor. I did try to get hold of one, but we can't get hold of one. It's fitted on the filter housing, but we can't get hold of one, unfortunately. So we're just going to carry on with the DPF, and yeah, if the oil pressure fault comes back, we can always do that again on another day. So 3000 RPM, we have 45 millibars of pressure. Now we're just doing a few more miles in the car just to make sure that the engine light doesn't come back on, and we're also keeping an eye on the pressure, that it's not fluctuating anywhere out of the ordinary. Okay, now like I said, the only issue there that I can see is that the calibration of the sensor just isn't 100%. We've got a reading of 4 while the engine's off, and then we've got a reading of sort of 8 to 9 while the engine's running. So if you take minus the 4 from that, it would be sort of idling maybe at 4, but intermittently this will go back down to 1, then it's up to 5. Now as always, if I don't have an option on one scan tool, we always have 2 or 3 different types. So we're going to use an autel, because sometimes something that's missing from one scan tool can be in another one, or vice versa. Okay, now we're on the autel. We're just going to go through. Again, we've got particulate filter replacement. It looks like we're going to have all the same options, but it is worth checking a few different tools. Now we've got exactly the same issues here. So anyway, we still haven't gotten any fault codes returned, which is good. And yeah, actually, let's have a look at what the DPF pressure is saying now, and we'll try it with this tool as well, just to see if it says anything different. Again, that oil temperature and oil pressure sensor is probably part of the same sensor, but that's going to need changing. Again, particulate difference, we are now on 11. Let's turn the engine off. Yeah, we're still getting a reading of 4. So it is always worth confirming on 2 different tools, like I said. But now that's all done, we'll just cut that off. Anyway, customer's driven off before I've got a chance to end the video. We're all done on the Chrysler Voyager, and see you next time.